Deep in a sunny green meadow, where wildflowers danced in the breeze, lived two very different friends. One was a rabbit, quick as a flash, with a hop in his step and a boast on his lips. He zipped and zoomed everywhere, a furry blur of energy, often laughing at how fast he was compared to everyone else. His friend was a turtle who moved with a slow and thoughtful rhythm. Each step she took was careful and steady, and she always wore a gentle, calm smile on her face. One bright morning, as the dew still sparkled on the grass, the rabbit saw the turtle making her way towards a clover patch. He couldn't resist a little teasing. "My goodness, you're so slow," he chuckled, skidding to a halt right in front of her. "I bet I could run 100 laps around this whole meadow before you even reach that big gray rock over there." The turtle paused, looked up from the juicy leaf she was eyeing, and blinked her wise old eyes. She wasn't offended at all. Instead, she replied with her usual kindness, "Perhaps you could, Mr. Rabbit. But being fast isn't everything. I may be slow, but I am steady. How about we have a race to prove it?" Just to the big oak tree at the edge of the forest. The rabbit threw his head back and laughed a big, booming laugh that startled a nearby butterfly. "A race with you? That's the funniest thing I've ever heard. It'll be the easiest win of my life." "You're on," he declared. The news of the race spread like wildfire through the meadow. All the forest animals came out to watch. Squirrels chattered excitedly from the branches of the trees. Field mice peeked out from their tiny homes, and a family of deer watched curiously from a distance. The birds sang a song of anticipation, and even the wind seemed to hold its breath, whispering stories of the unlikely competition. A wise old owl agreed to be the judge and hooted loudly, "On your marks. Get set, go." Just as the owl's call echoed through the air, the rabbit shot off like an arrow from a bow. Whoosh! He was a streak of white fur, kicking up little puffs of dust behind him. He ran so fast that in just a few blinks of an eye, the turtle was just a tiny, slow-moving speck far, far behind him. He slanced, back a smug grin on his face. "This is almost too easy," he thought to himself. "I've practically won already." He had run so far ahead that he was almost halfway to the finish line. The sun was warm, and a big shady carrot patch by the side of the path looked incredibly inviting. "You know what?" the rabbit said to a passing bee. "I have so much time. The turtle is probably still near the starting line. I think I'll just have a little snack and then maybe a quick nap under this lovely shady tree. A little rest will do me good before I cross the finish line." He nibbled on a few crunchy carrots and then curled up in a soft patch of grass, his long ears drooping as he quickly drifted off to sleep, dreaming of his victory celebration. Meanwhile, the turtle just kept going. She didn't look at how far the rabbit had gone. She didn't worry about how far she still had to go. She just focused on her next step and the one after that. Step by steady step, she moved forward. The path was long, and sometimes her legs felt tired, but she never thought about stopping. She just remembered her goal, the big oak tree. She never looked back to see where the rabbit was, and she never, ever gave up. The sun climbed higher into the sky, then slowly started to make its way down towards the horizon. The afternoon grew quiet, and slowly, patiently, the turtle plodded past the carrot patch. She saw the rabbit sleeping peacefully under the tree, a little snore escaping his twitching nose. She didn't wake him. She didn't gloat. She simply gave a small, determined nod and continued on her way, step by steady step. A cool breeze rustled the leaves, and the change in temperature finally stirred the rabbit from his long nap. He stretched, yawned, and blinked his eyes open. The sun was much lower than before. "Oh my!" he exclaimed, jumping to his feet. "I must have slept for ages." He looked back down the path, expecting to see the turtle inching along in the distance. But she wasn't there. He then looked ahead, towards the finish line. And his heart dropped. There, just a few feet away from the big oak tree, was the turtle, still moving with her slow but unwavering pace. The crowd of animals at the finish line had spotted her and were beginning to cheer. A wave of panic washed over the rabbit. He flattened his ears and ran as fast as he had ever run in his life. His paws barely touched the ground. Slow. He was a blur of white fur, closing the gap with incredible speed. But it was too late. Just as the rabbit was about to lunge for the finish line, the turtle took her final, steady step and crossed it. The forest erupted in cheers. The squirrels chattered, the birds sang, and the deer stomped their hooves in applause. They lifted the turtle onto their shoulders, celebrating her amazing victory. The rabbit skidded to a stop, panting and out of breath. He hung his head, his long ears drooping with embarrassment. He had been so sure he would win, so proud of his speed, and yet he had lost. The turtle, now back on the ground, walked over to him. She didn't tease him or say, "I told you so." Instead, she offered him a kind and genuine smile. "Doesn't matter if you are fast or slow," she said gently. "What really matters is that you keep going and never, ever give up." From that day forward, the rabbit was a changed animal. He was still the fastest in the forest, but he was also humble and respectful of everyone, no matter their pace. And the turtle, with her quiet strength and steady heart, became a true hero to all the animals in the meadow, a living reminder that slow and steady wins the race. Thank you so much for watching with us today. If you enjoyed our story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fun adventures. See you next time.